Um, Being a doctor wasn't orchestrated by anybody. Wasn't orchestrated by anybody. It was just, do I call it friends? For me, friends. Went to Polybadon, finished with an upper credit, and friends. Some of my friends just looked at me and felt, "You're kind of brilliant. Why don't you go to university to study something more challenging?" And I felt, what is more challenging? Somebody just suggested medicine. That's my own story. Somebody suggested medicine. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And I went for it. I wrote my JAM, had my score that year, and I was admitted to Obafemi Awolowo University for medicine. So that's how I started my journey for medicine. Working for about, being a doctor for about, do I say 11 years now? Yes. It's challenging. Being a female medical doctor, it's a challenge. Then adding it to being a wife and a mother, it's something that is tedious. But the first thing I would say is that the number one um, important thing that helps is a supportive spouse. Having a supportive husband makes the whole thing easy. Having an understanding, supporting husband makes it easier for you. So for me, my husband is number one. Looking at the profession I choose, the path that I choose in medicine, my husband is number one. That makes it much more easier for me to go. Well, I think saying that I went to Obafemi Awolowo University later should give you the first question of challenge. For me, I spent 11 years. So she said I repeated several classes. So it was a real challenge for me. And I think Obafemi Awolowo has that name. But for now, I think it's getting better. We had strikes. I had to repeat classes. Um, Whatever, which kind of affected me psychologically, gave me, do I say, a little complex having repeated classes. It has a way of affecting one, and it did affected me. So, but by and large, strength, encouraging one another, encouraging yourself kept me going. And today, I think all is a history. Oh, as a doctor, am I fulfilled? Capital yes. Capital yes. I'm very fulfilled. I love what I do. I have passion for what I do. The fact that I'm able to save lives, I'm able to, or like, you have an emergency, a doctor rushes there, and in the next 5, 10 minutes, everybody like, thank you so much. Thank you for what, if not for you. That alone gives me fulfillment. The fact they're able to save life, they're able to provide solution to a seemingly difficult situation gives me the joy. I'm fulfilled as a doctor. Then also being a resident or having been in departments of obstetric and gynecology gives me that fulfillment much more. Looking at what we have, a woman comes in emergency cases, postpartum hemorrhage, antepartum hemorrhage, eclampsia, a lot of those things. And you know, one or two, three, four things that you do. And before you know it, the tension is just calm. And people are looking at you and like, thank you, thank you. You have a life mother, you have a life baby. Those things gives me the greatest joy of my life. That's, so I am very, very fulfilled as a doctor. Well, I would speak from experiences. I would speak from being a doctor, interacting with other doctors, and even interacting with other health workers. One thing that I've noticed is passion. Whatever you do that you have passion for, it goes a long way. It makes a lot of difference. So I've seen compassionate doctors. I've seen passionate nurses. I've seen passionate, do I call medical lab scientists? I've seen passionate pharmacists. I've seen a lot of people that have passion for what they do. And the difference is always there. Same thing for doctors, like I earlier said. So, and I've seen those ones that don't have passion for what they do. And the difference is always there. They complain, they get angry, you understand? They don't really go all the way, like beyond what you are being paid for. So from what I've seen, I would like to say imposing a career on your child at the end of the day, it does not really bring out the best in the child. It doesn't really bring it out. For parents, so I don't blame parents. Looking at the situation of Nigeria, everybody wants your child to do something that will secure at least the future for him or her. And that's why you see our parents saying, do this, do that. It's just their own way of trying to help their child secure the best. However, in whatever you're doing, if you're making it, like imposing it so much on the child, it is not the child's passion. It will still leave that unfulfillment in that child, even if it becomes whatever you say the child should become. I have friends that finished as doctors, presently into music, full time, gospel music full time, my classmates. And I have some that finished as a doctor, gave their certificate back to their parents, and went back for what they have always wanted to do. So, and I have some that the doctor is just the certificate, they went back into business. So, and we have some that come rain, come sunshine, will always stay as doctors. Same thing for every level of work, beyond health workers. So for me, I feel we should not impose, rather we should help. There are some things that some secondary schools are doing now. I think I saw it this last few months. People that show interest in medicine, they tell students that show interest in medicine, they tell them to come to the hospital to see what it's all about. Because sometimes they could just assume the name, some people, the word codes, the scrub, the elegance just makes you just like you see a lawyer, the wig, what they wear, the gown, and those things, and you not looking at the integrity, do I call it disadvantage now, or the challenges that come with these courses? Like medicine has its own challenges. So those schools now tell them to come to the school, to come to hospital, then interact. I think I saw about 5 or 6 students from different schools. They come around, see what medicine is all about, at least meet the so-called doctors that some people think they are these almighty people. You see them that they are just people like you. They have human, they have flesh, they have challenges, they have their own weakness and all those stuff. See what we do. Then they get to see the disadvantage the challenge that is in what we do, the stress of your work, the not sleeping, the calls of you have to stay in the hospital sometimes 24 hours, and in some hospitals, depending on the number of doctors, you have to stay 48 hours in the hospital, and other things that have to do with you not having adequate sleep, and your social life, your normal life that is being affected. Do you understand? You hardly have time for other things. Like somebody like me now, my weekend, if I have spare weekend, I want to sleep. I want to do my home cures, I want to do other things. I really do not have that beautiful time to say, okay, let me go this, let me do that. Even though though I love those things when I see them. So at least they get exposed a little, and it helps them take decisions. If indeed I want to become a doctor, I want to work as health worker, whatever you want to do. So I think those things also help. So by and large, parents should not impose discipline on their child, even in trying to help them. So that's what I have to say to that. He said, honesty. Well, number one, I would not want them to drop out of school. Whatever they do, education still has its part in whatever you become in life. So even if you become a granite seller at the end of the day, stylist, education still has its part. So I would not encourage them to drop out of school. I would encourage them to finish whatever they are doing. Okay, having finished whatever the path that they want to choose, that they have passion for, having looked at it and having talked about it with them, listening to their passion, their plans, the progress they want to make, I will allow them be whatever they want to be. Because now you can see, even in Nigeria, you have much more lucrative business that will pay much more than a doctor. The thing about a doctor is just, do I say it has a good name, the value it places on you, as well as the responsibility that comes alongside with it. So whatever you want to become, whatever my children want to become is what I will allow them to be. As far as I'm able to put them through, guide them, and see that whatever they are choosing, they are not choosing it out of maybe youthful exuberance, misleading, peer pressure, and every other thing. They are sure of what they want to do. Do I say pray about it? They looked into it. We talked about it, and I will allow them be. Because mostly it's whatever they do and they fulfill, you can always make or get fulfilled, get accomplishments in whatever you do with all your efforts, with all your heart into it, your passion, you can always get through. So I will allow them to do. But education is something important. They should finish first. Whatever they want to do, they should finish and proceed to what they want to do. What do you think about university? And I felt, okay, what's up with university? For me, I wasn't really too exposed to much information on polytechnic, university, every other thing. I wasn't too exposed. But I had friends. I was just lucky, blessed. I had people around me that just said, since you can do better in some courses in university. And I felt, really? What course? And I said, okay, what do I want? Give me some courses. And I said, okay, let's do medicine. Let's see what medicine is all about. And I went for it. But by and large, I'm really happy. I'm fulfilled as a doctor. Globally, every aspect of medicine is lucrative. If you think, if you don't agree with me, come to their clinic. Then you realize that every aspect of medicine is lucrative and so important to some people. For me, I I got employed by the hospital management board on this state. So I was posted. So I started with a kidney center in Ondo town. From there, I was posted to then Mother and Child Hospital Akure and in obstetric and gynecology department. That was where I started from. Obstetric and gynecology department it's one of the unique specialty in medicine. It's an aspect of medicine where you need to be on your toes. It's energy sapping. It's passion demanding. It's action demanding. But having worked with some lovely superior chiefs, my orgas, they helped me to see the beauty in O&G, and I developed that passion for the like of for O&G. O&G comprises of obstetrics is a department where it has to do with the care of a mother, a woman from uh, from from do I say pregnancy day one to delivery. The care, the complications that might come, the worry, solutions to it, and taking care of such till delivery. Delivery till about about 6 weeks after delivery. So those time, the care, that's what we do. For gynae has to do with female reproductive system. Everything that has to do with female reproductive system. Every illnesses, diseases, most likely the common one is infertility, but we have a lot of gynae cases. We have a lot of gynae cases. Cancer of those reproductive system, tumors, abnormality, a lot of them. That's what I deal with. And last year I came to Unimed Hospital Akure for residency to study more, to know more, still on O&G. Well, for me, greatest regret. To be sincere, I don't think I've had any regret studying medicine. Even though I had to go to poly to come back to university, I still do not say that as a regret. I believe it has its place in me becoming who I am today. So for regret, I can't really pinch anything for regret. The time spent, the challenges, everything makes up for who I am today. My success thus far has been basically the joy I see in patients' faces. My success thus far has been walking down the road and see these mothers coming out to bring their child. Can you remember this baby? Can you remember me? This is your child, the child of this day. Giving me scenarios in which most of the time I may not remember. But the joy that you get when you hear those feedback, that had given me the greatest joy that I've ever had as a doctor working in obstetrics and gynecology department. Well, for that question, I would say it happens. Especially do I say maybe the system or the management breakdown, system breakdown, it happens and it makes me feel down, depressed, where the debt is due to the management breakdown. Maybe some facilities not available, logistics reasons, the system as a whole. A debt you could have maybe one way or the other avoided, but beyond you because it's a system error. We feel bad. We don't feel comfortable, and most of the time we report to the system. We talk about it to the management. Things that would have been done because we also have what we call mortality review, in which we talked about what would have been done to maybe save or stop this from happening. So from there, we discuss about it, what the management needs to do, improvements and all those stuff, in which we believe management takes it all from there. But for me, I would say for me, personal negligence has not happened to me because I love what I do. Yes, and I have people that may know me from this. I love what I do, and I will not neglect my patients. Though sometimes patients do things that are very, very, you may not be able to comprehend why a patient would do this. However, if they still present and we have the time to do one or two things to save them, we swing into action because we know that it must have been ignorance, most times poverty, and sometimes wrong religious knowledge that have made them taking those decisions. However, when they present whatever at any time that they present, and there's chance to save, we do our best to save. I don't have personal negligence. And I'm not able to speak for all doctors, but I know that an average doctor do not have personal negligence. I'm not negating the fact that we have some people, but I'll still stand on the fact that an average doctor would not have a personal negligence that will lead to the death. Of because when somebody dies, that's all. There is no, you cannot turn it back, but you can do as much as you can for the patient not to cross over. Because the moment the patient cross over, it's beyond us to do. Having also put in mind the the environment we have, the system breakdown, uh, lack of doctors, and every other thing we put in place, you should also consider that. However, we still try our best not to allow death as much as we can. Well, let me start this way. Some of us love to serve our land. Let me put it that way. Some of us, we have passion. We have that passion to stay and work. However, the system is not helping. The system is not helping at all. it, it's a global thing. Yes, it's a global thing. Everybody is moving. The reason I'm trying to say this is because it's affecting, and whether we like it or not, it's affecting people, and it's still going to affect our family at the end of the day. One or two, I have people that have traveled and their parents will need medical attention. They have to call me. What if I've traveled to? Do you understand? At the same time, do I say the government, the system is not helping. It's not even encouraging people that are left behind, people that are not still going. The system is not encouraging at all. The system is not encouraging at all. I don't want to quote things like maybe Ondo State, but I'll say the system is not encouraging. It's not encouraging. I don't want to say it's worse with Ondo State, but the system is not encouraging. I mean, all those states, I don't have knowledge of all those states. That's why I'm trying to know the words I speak. But in those states that I am presently, it is not encouraging. And if the government does not look into it, it will go around. It will go from the masses. It will still go back to the government. That's the truth. It will go around. But at least in the last, do I say, is it about 3 months now? 2, 3 months now. We've had occasions where the big wings, yes, in the government had issues and they were rushed to the hospital and they also they felt the inadequacy in the hospital. We're looking for things for them, things that should be common, things that should be around. We're looking out for them. They had one help. They were looking out for help. What the only benefit they enjoyed as a big wins was the high, do I say the bigger guys have to come around to rescue them. So if we don't look into this thing, it will go around. Before, like I used to say, some common or some little in maybe a few gatherings, I would say it will serve round because before you get to the so-called abroad, you might still need resuscitation from your local center that will keep you alive till abroad. So if we don't look into these things, I bet it with you in 2, 3 years, we will all feel it. Like I earlier said, some of us love to stay. Yes, quote me. The fact that I said that I love to stay does not mean I may not travel tomorrow. But some of us love to stay if things were better. Some of us believe in Nigeria. Some of us believe in Nigeria. Don't let me use the word believe. Believe in Nigeria. Some of us love to serve our father's land. Even people that have traveled out too. Yes. But the system is not helping us to love. And that's why people are relocating. And much more people relocate. So we may not be able to get into that place or that standard the abroad is providing, but we might improve the system that will help some people that want to stay back. The first thing is to know why people are leaving the system. And one of those things they talked about is the salary. I don't want a situation people will say they are paying a lot of money for them. Doctors get this as compared to global salaries. You know, Nigeria is still one of the lowest in payment. I remember the doctor here and the doctor there went through the same training, the same stress. Do you understand? The same doctor here provide the same, will give you solutions just like the same doctor over there. So we should not say, how will I put it now? It's not be fair. It's not fair that we have so much differences that will make one look like a king and make one look like a slave. So the first thing we need to do is to look into is it salaries or wages that these people are being paid? State level, we should look into it. Ondo State, like I'll quote Ondo State because I am in Ondo State. One of those things that we've always clamored for, in which I want to use this opportunity to thank you today to the governor, His Excellency um, Rotimi Akeredolu for the hazard allowance that he just approved. We're grateful. We've, we've longed for this over a year, and now we're grateful. However, other things we've also demanded is the entrance level. If you want to if you say you need more doctors, and you're putting the entrance level at a lower level, at the entrance, yes, the entrance level, at the lower stage, that is at a lower standard as compared to other states. You wouldn't want an average person would not want to take up a job in Indo State, and we've said it already. An average person would not want to take up a job in Indo State, or do I say an average person would not want to take up a job with hospital management board when the Unimed is taking people with 13 level 13 step 2, and HMB has stayed in level 12 step 3. The differences is so much. People will not come to Indo State for that. So, and one of those things we need is hand. We need help. Do I say that the hospital is choked? The doctors, the nurses are choked. Where you have 3, 4 doctors to stay, you are not having one doctor, and people are coming aggressively to fight, beat one doctor. I wouldn't know how he's going to divide himself to several places to attend to everybody at the same time. And from there, we have brain drain. That's one common thing that everybody is having now. You have brain drain because we are overloaded. You are with doctor attending to over hundreds in a day, and you feel the doctor should not, do I say make mistakes, or the doctor should not be drained. Of course, so much we've been so stretched in this part of the country that even working at such length of time, we still most of the time would not make mistake. We still most of the time try as much to do our best for each patient. But you may not be able to get the best from an individual if the person is this much stressed. Same thing for nurses. Nurses are stressed. Same thing for all aspects of medicine. Do I say? So we are being stressed because the wages are not compared. You can't compare with what we do. It's not working. So people are leaving the stage. People are leaving the country. So first thing that can we look into these wages and improve it? Can we look into the facilities and make it better? You might try and come to some of the facilities and see where nurses sleep, the doctors sleep, where we take deliveries, how we take deliveries. With all due respect, sometimes we take deliveries using touch. With all due respect, sometimes we take deliveries using touch. We suture using touch. So I'm talking about the breakdown in the facilities, things that make it difficult for you to carry out your activity. Let me use the opportunity to say this. When Mother and Child started with the past governor, Governor Mimiko, everything was made available. So much that we did not feel the volume overload. It was really, as in people really came. You see people coming from Port Harcourt, Kaduna, Enugu. The moment they tell them, you just then come in, they will tell you that they came to visit their relatives, they now fell into labor, and we know that's a cheap life. But one of those things that helped us, because there I was the mother and child, one of those things that helped was adequate facilities. Oh, such a time. We had adequate facilities. You had everything you need at your beck and call. So despite the fact that you are being overworked, it makes it smooth. You don't have to wait for a patient to get cannula, go and get the basic things for emergency. It's all available. Do you understand? You don't have to wait you don't have to get to the lab to go and get bottle, then you bring the bottle, you now take sample, you now go back to the lab. Those things have a way of draining the health personnel so much. You understand? You don't have gloves, you have to go and buy gloves and all those things. But those things were free flowing those times. You have it around everything. So the fact that you were overloaded, it wasn't really showing. And we had enough of hands. Then Mother and Child, we had over 12, 13 doctors in O&G. And it makes it easier. I remember those my organs then. We could do about 8, 10 CS in 24 hours. Because the junior ones see patients, we resuscitate patients, we administer things, we have to administer, you pass the box to the organ, he goes for the surgery, he comes out, we pass it. Do you understand? We had division of labor, things were moving fast, things were getting better. Unlike now where you have, do I know how many people left? Then you have the one person on call to start resuscitation from the emergency, takes it down to the surgery, do the surgery, follow up in postnatal, just one person, follow up. Now they don't even have house officer there, follow up. And you think you will have such adequate flow. It's not possible. As far as doctors and health workers are still human beings, that will not be possible. So I think we should look into the facility. We should look into their wages. We should look into what will make other people stay. Some people are willing to stay. That's the truth. Some people are willing to stay if we could make facilities available, get more hands to work with, appreciate them, whether we like it or not. Doctors are not people that we should relegate, because the moment it affects doctors, it affects everybody, the masses, the big ones, the average person. It affects everybody. So I would like to appeal. It's my appeal to the government to not ignore or say the stress of the health workers are too much, the stress of the doctors are too much. No, we should look into this. Like I said, it will go round. It will go from the masses, it will still go round to the big wings soonest.